Although it is the world's second smallest continent, Europe welcomes more than half of all the tourists worldwide. In fact, 7 of the 10 most visited countries in the world are European nations. It's easy to see why. A well-preserved cultural heritage, rich history, safety, and efficient infrastructure makes visiting Europe a breeze. Here's a look at the best places to visit in Europe. Number 20. Lisbon. Stretching along the banks of the Tagus River near the Atlantic Ocean, Portugal's capital and largest city winds upward among 7 steep hills, forming an enchanting destination of colorful neighborhoods reverberating in traditional fado music. The city's oldest district is Alfama, an old Moorish quarter distinct for its maze of cobblestone streets, rustic architecture, and St. George's Castle. The best way to experience Lisbon is by taking one of the vintage trams, such as the well-known Tram 28, which winds along historic quarters, gardens, and main attractions. Number 19. Amsterdam. Amsterdam is a pleasant city marked by meandering canals lined with tall, narrow row houses. It is the city where Anne Frank kept her most famous diary, so visiting the house where she wrote it is a must. This Venice of the North also is a city of great art, beginning with the Rijksmuseum, home to great European masterpieces, Rembrandt's house, and the more modern Van Gogh Museum. Take a break from sightseeing to tour and sample Holland's beer and the Heineken Brewery. Number 18. Bay of Kotor. A sweeping bay in the eastern Adriatic Sea, the Bay of Kotor is situated in southwestern Montenegro. It's a beautiful spot ringed by jagged green hills and medieval towns, with red-roofed houses spilling down the coastline. Best explored by car along its winding roads, the region is packed full with incredible sights, from old citadels to islands topped with monasteries. There's plenty of chances for seafood and delicious dinners by the sea to complement the scenery. Kotor Old Town is a Venetian wonder, surrounded by walls with a mountain backdrop that's well worth using as a base. Number 17. Provence. The quintessential region of the south of France, the Provence is the location of the most famous French Riviera, a picture-perfect destination of glittering coastline meets jet-set living. Many of the towns along the Provence coast were founded by ancient Greek colonists and later became part of the Roman Empire. Today, there are still examples of this ancient history in the form of amphitheaters and aqueducts. Head inland and there's still more history. Hilltop villages full of rustic lifestyles hide medieval lanes and monuments. Combine all this with natural, rugged scenery, and the Provence seems more and more like a storybook than a real destination. Number 16. Vatnajökull National Park. Home to the largest glacier in Europe, the Vatnajökull National Park is so vast it encompasses around 14% of the country. Divided into 4 separately managed territories, the park's most frequently visited section is the southern territory of Skaftafell, where trails lead you past blue-tinted glacier tongues and waterfalls. Hardy adventurers can climb the Vatnajökull Glacier or explore a long row of volcanic craters. The park has a wealth of easily accessible features too, including the powerful Dettifoss, a waterfall famous for the sheer volume of water that cascades over its rim. Number 15. Andalusia. Covering Spain's southern part, Andalusia is a fascinating region of the country to visit. It is home to breathtaking landscapes, beautiful Moorish architecture, and a wealth of marvelous historical landmarks. Here, you'll find the magnificent Sierra Nevada range, arid desert scenery, and the glorious beaches along the Costa del Sol. As the region used to be ruled by the Moors and the Romans, there are loads of historic towns boasting everything from old medieval cities and crumbling fortresses to massive cathedrals and awe-inspiring palaces. Additionally, the magnificent Moorish architecture at the Alhambra in Granada really is a must-see when in the region. Number 14. Venice. Venice is for romantics who love gliding through the Grand Canal with a gondolier singing Italian love songs. This is, after all, the city that sent Marco Polo off on his journey to China. Start your exploration of Venice at San Marco Square, the city's most famous square. Here you'll find the Doge's Palace, the seat of Venetian government, and St. Mark's Basilica, the main church in Venice with stunning views from the tower. Venice also is famous for its bridges along the canals. Number 13. Transylvania. The central Romanian region of Transylvania is synonymous with stories of Dracula and bloodthirsty vampires. Whilst not entirely true, the area is mythical in terms of its natural beauty. Bordered by the Carpathian Mountains, visiting Transylvania is like being transported into a slow-paced medieval world. The countryside abounds with quaint villages and local life between pastures and swaths of hills blanketed by trees. There are many historic fortresses built by medieval German settlers, including the famous Bran Castle. These daunting spires make up what is popularly known as Dracula's Castle. Number 12. London. No superlative is too great when it comes to describing London, the capital of England and the United Kingdom. This bustling city is history personified, from Westminster Abbey to Buckingham Palace. Be sure to watch the changing of the guards. Shopping, from Knightsbridge to Carnaby Street, is a must-see, as is riding a double-decker bus and the Tube, or subway, where one is constantly reminded to mind the gap. London is also famous for live theater. Be sure to stop in at a local pub for a pint after a performance.
Number 11.
Bavaria. Bavaria is the southern German region with a culture all of its own. In fact, many of Bavaria's traditions and much of its cuisine are often conflated with Germany as a whole. Beer halls, bratwurst, and that typical Bavarian architecture that makes everything feel as though it's from a fairy tale. And in some ways, it really is like a fairy tale, with its lofty mystical mountains, lush green valleys studded with forests, serene mirror-like lakes as big as seas, and still-standing castles. From its sublime nature to its charming medieval towns, there's almost no end to the attractions you could be visiting on a trip to Bavaria.
Number 10. Prague. Prague was given the nickname City of 100 Spires, and it's not wholly incorrect. The old town of Prague is bristling with Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque architecture, boasting soaring spires that make the skyline like something from another time. Now the capital of the Czech Republic, Prague was once capital of the Kingdom of Bohemia. Prague has a lot of sites pointing to its history, like the 9th century AD Prague Castle. There's the 14th century Charles Bridge boasting its stunningly ornate Gothic towers, and the Old Town Square, where you'll find Prague Astronomical Clock. Number 9. Istanbul. Istanbul may be on the outer fringes of Europe, but well worth a visit when you're traveling abroad. Turkey's biggest city is a fascinating place, filled with rich history, colorful markets, and mosques. Top attractions include the Bosporus that separates Europe and Asia, the ecumenical Hagia Sophia that's been a Greek Orthodox Christian basilica, then an imperial mosque, and now a museum, and the 15th century Topkapi Palace, also a museum today. Get in a little shopping at the Grand Bazaar that's been in operation since 1461. Number 8. Tuscany. Italy's most famous region, Tuscany conjures images of beautiful rolling hills, olive groves, vineyards, and cypress trees. The many pleasures of Tuscany include tasting wine in Chianti, simply relaxing in hill towns such as San Gimignano, or exploring Renaissance art in Florence. The medieval city of Siena also offers excellent works of art, while its historical center is one of the most popular places to visit in Italy. Elba, the largest of several Tuscan islands, offers great beaches, while Pisa is world famous for its Leaning Tower. Number 7. Barcelona. Located in northeastern Spain, Barcelona is one of the country's top traveled destinations because it offers everything tourists look for in a European city, from historic architecture to lively shopping and buzzing nightlife. Unique to Barcelona are the architectural marvels of Spain's famous architect Antoni Gaudí, which include the Casa Patillo and the famous Sagrada Familia Church. Both of these extraordinary structures feature combinations of fascinating designs, shapes, and colors. Popular activities in Barcelona include strolling along Rambla, a tree-lined pedestrian avenue, and sunbathing on Barceloneta, one of the city's most popular beaches. Number 6. Fjords of Norway. One of the top reasons many people travel to Norway is to see its majestic fjords. Shaped by glaciers over an incomprehensibly long 2.5 million years or so, the towering U-shaped valleys and their carved cliffs create a stunning landscape that's almost too huge to take in. Norway boasts over 1,000 fjords, only a portion of which are visited en masse, meaning it's still possible to find a slice of solitude. Taking a cruise ship is a great way to see the soaring walls of the fjords as the boat glides on the waters. Alternatively, hiking atop the fjords offers a bird's-eye view of the incredible landscape. Number 5.
Paris. With some of the most recognizable monuments in the world, Paris is a must-see city to visit. Songs laud Paris in the springtime, but any time of year is a good time to visit this riveting city on the River Seine. It's a city loaded to the brim with history, culture, great food, and high fashion. The iconic Eiffel Tower is one landmark you won't want to miss. Its great churches include the Sacred Heart and Notre Dame. When it comes to opulence, there's Versailles with its famed Hall of Mirrors, while the Louvre houses one of the greatest art collections in the world.
Number 4. Dubrovnik. Set in the south of Croatia on the Adriatic Sea, Dubrovnik is famous for its old town. This walled medieval town was shelled in 1991 during the Balkan Wars, but has been restored to its former glory. Take a walk along the old city walls and be beguiled by the Baroque buildings, or enjoy a lazy afternoon at street-side restaurants, soaking up the splendor of the city. The Old Town has also gained popularity for being the filming location of Game of Thrones and Star Wars, which just goes to show what an iconic place the old walled city is. Number 3.
Swiss Alps. East of Lake Geneva lies the Grand Alpine heart of Switzerland, a massively impressive region of classic Swiss scenery, high peaks, sheer valleys, and cool lakes. The Bernese Oberland, centered on the Jungfrau region, is the most accessible and touristed area. Wherever you go in this region, you are greeted with towering mountains and alpine valleys, and there are also some impressive glaciers. Consequently, hiking, rock climbing, and skiing are all very popular activities here. Beyond this first great wall of peaks is another, even more daunting range on the Italian border, in which the Matterhorn is the star attraction.
Number 2.
The Cyclades. Lying in the southern part of the Aegean Sea, the Cyclades are considered some of the most beautiful islands in the world. Mountains, white cubistic villages, and black and golden sand beaches combine to make the islands picture postcard perfect. Although the iconic islands of Santorini and Mykonos are justifiably the main draws, there are loads of other great destinations to discover. Since the entire world have discovered the Cyclade Islands, they tend to be very crowded with visitors, especially in high summer. But most people feel the island's attractions are worth putting up with the crowds.
Number 1. Rome. Formerly the capital of the Roman Empire, Rome today is the government seat and capital city of Italy. Located in the country's central region of Lazio, Rome is a vast and complex city that is both historic and modern at the same time. Best known for housing ancient Roman structures and the Vatican City, Rome has endured for more than 2,500 years as an important center for culture, power, and religion. From ancient romantic plazas to stunning cathedrals and Renaissance architecture, there is so much to see and do in Rome that it could take months or even years to see it all.